Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome back to the Wild SMP on Performium at, let's see here, mc.performium.net if you wish to play along. And today I'm going to continue work on my Megabuild, the Mega Sponge that I'm doing near one of the spawn roads. I call it Ruby Road, but it's really Redstone Road. But look, it sounds better as Ruby. Anyway, I am going to probably just be focusing on this build today. I thought about splitting some of my attention between this and a little bit of another project on here, and then maybe demonstrating some information about a bunch of data packs that I've been working with for another project altogether that has nothing to do with Performium, but I think I'm just going to focus on Performium. I want to get as much of a foothold into starting this project as I possibly can, so that's what I'll be doing today. And as you can hopefully hear, also there's music going. Hopefully it's not too loud to mask my voice. But before I get into it, I would like to say thank you to everyone who is able to help support me on Patreon. Those of you who have been able to contribute a little bit and needed to stop, I fully understand. And it is appreciated, anything and everything that can be offered to help support the channel and help support what I'm doing here. And a special thanks go out to Elmaze11, Zogma Infinium, Sean, Robert Kemp, Little Cuddles, and Brian Still. Thank you all ever so very much for helping me do the things that I am wanting to do on the streams and on my channel. It means a whole lot. Let's see here. Let me hide this, minimize that, close this, scoot this over. Move this. Move this. And hide that. And I should be back to... Uh-oh. What did I just do? Fit or stretch the screen. There we go. That was interesting. Okay. Also, hi, little Cuddles. And welcome to El Streamo. Let's do this again. I have learned that I could theoretically use the fact that I have YouTube ranked to disable player-related chat and also disable messages and teleport requests and stuff like that in my chat, but it isn't really a huge deal, at least not yet, so I'm just going to leave things be. I'm here in the middle of one of the, let's call it tunnels, one of the edges of the cube superstructure. And as you can see, there's been a lot of progress made. This, I'll call it a layer, this stage, whatever, has been continued all the way around between the last stream and now. And with the help of Cuddles, also some more work is being done over here. Right now she is helping to illuminate stuff because we keep getting pestered by things on the ground. So we're just going to nip that in the bud and get rid of the dark spots. A lot of this claim is underwater, so things won't be spawning, for instance, here. But that means that if something is going to spawn and it's going to spawn near me, then if I am up there, there is almost certainly going to be something spawning here, because that's all illuminated. It might spawn in caves down below, but for sure this is going to be a nice big dark spot. So we're just going to get rid of the darkness. I have preemptively come through and laid the spine, I'll call it, for 2 more of these that go all the way down from one corner to the other. And these are the ones that contain the torches. So I wanted to get the light in first so the rest of the building that I did would not be interfered with by the hooligans that spawn in the dark. And also I want to make this, as I was saying previously in the other stream, I want to make this visitor safe so that people can poke around and hey, random person. Hello, random person. Bye, random person. Anyway, that is some of the fun that happens on a server. Hello. Hello, random person. Hello, I'm not going to try to pronounce that first part correctly, so I'll just call you M. Shinobi. Let's see here. Okay. So let's do this. Oh, I have preset a bunch of chiseled deep slate and some shulkers here so that I can just get to work. I'm going to work on this shaft here. Say stop leveling MCMMO. What's my level? MC stats. Oh, I could get like 4 quick levels. No, I won't do that right now. That would be funny. But let's get to building. And looks like we're going to have a hovering stream companion for a little while. Yeah, today I want to try to get as much of this done as I can. And for my first stream, I did do the that first tier 3 Mega Cube, Mega Sponge, as a I could do acrobatics real fast. As a let me fix this. There we go. Edge of the thing. I did that first tier 3 as a demonstration of what this project is meant to look like and show how it's supposed to scale up and stuff. But today is going to be full of long just strips of deep slate or chiseled deep slate. And I find that building these long ones first and then filling in the gaps cuts off so much time because I don't have to aim. I can just fill my inventory with chiseled deep slate, start placing, backpedal, and then by the time I get to the end of a row, I turn around and continue doing it over and over and over again until I have just a whole bunch of these spines in place. Bones, the skeleton, however you want to look at this framework. And then I can go in and fill in the details afterward, and even that takes much less time because it becomes a sort of a repeated pattern. So this is what I'm doing today. And I will probably end up doing sort of the occasional hyper focus and maybe miss chat. There might be interesting things going on in chat from time to time that I just don't even catch because I'm just mindlessly building away, and hopefully that won't be too big of a problem. But that also means that I won't be talking constantly for hours on end, which is, you know, not necessarily needed. I'm just doing a little build here, listening to some music, giving you guys a chance to watch how I do this and just hang out. And put to use all these chiseled deep slate and cobbled deep slate donations. During the end of Saturday, yesterday's stream that RGA did, I managed to pull in enough gems to make it so that for all day, I got, I believe, 2,500, maybe 2,600 gems. So this number over here on the right, that 7113, sometime before next Saturday is going to rocket up by about another 2,500 gems. That'll be nice. I have plans for claim expenditures, but just in case, I don't want to overspend at this point. I like to carry a lot of stuff with me for all these projects that I do, and so while I am not a huge fan of let's see here, does anyone in chat, no one in recent chat has the amethyst rank, but if someone has amethyst rank, their chat, it's white, but it's bold like this is, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I might just tolerate it, and here's why. There are a few people who have amethyst rank, but I have a maximum of 25 player vaults, PV 25, and the player vaults go up to, I believe, 30 if you have amethyst rank. Now, with gems, you can only buy up to netherite rank. That's it. There is no spot for the amethyst rank, and the more people ask, the longer the pushback delay will be. And I find that funny, all these people saying, when's amethyst going on gems? When you stop asking is what RGA says. So it may be a very long time, but I want to at least make sure I have enough to get it. I was joking to a couple people on here about, oh, I'm never going to get amethyst rank. But if it has a tool I'm going to use, then yes. I believe it also has slash anvil. I believe it has slash stone cutter. Slash grindstone, maybe? Maybe. There are a few other things that it has that make it so that as a builder and a huge project pursuer, I will tolerate having obese text if it means that I get some extra resources at my disposal that I'm just going to be using all the time anyway. So I don't know how much the amethyst is going to cost in gems once it gets put on the thing, but when it does, I want to make sure that I have at least enough to buy it. I would expect it shouldn't be more than 5,000, but you never know, and that's why if it is 5,000, I've not spent any of the gems that I've got now. I could spend, let's see here, let's go gems. I could spend $27.99 to get the next blob of 25,000 claim blocks, because I only buy it when it's this. Any of these other purchases of claim blocks, the amount of blocks that you get per gem is so significantly less than just getting the full purchase. It makes 0 sense. You might as well just wait for the 2,800 gems. But if I spend that 2,800 gems, then I will be below 5,000, and then I would have to wait again to get amethyst rank if it is 5,000. So I'm just going to leave a buffer of 5,000 and work around it. So that's the plan over there. And again, I get most of these from doing the streams on Saturday for RGA. He will try, let's say, I will air quotes try to beat the end dragon. He'll try to beat the game from scratch every Saturday and inevitably fail. And wait a minute, this one too far out. And when he fails, the amount of gems in the pot goes up. Yeah, YouTube might cancel it out. But the gems for the pot go up the longer he is in the world trying to beat the dragon. So the longer it goes, the more time he spends not dying, the higher the pot is. And then once he does die, he opens up the server for people to hop in and mine gems in a mini game where when you interact with the block, it turns into like an ore or a gem block, and you can break that and you get some amount of gems based on what block you break. And that is, without spending money, that is the best way to get gems. You can get 1 gem per day if you are on for 5 hours and you go to Hub and you talk to the daily rewards guy. And that's nice. 1 gem a day is nice for people who don't have time to do anything else. If you do all 5 votes, which are these, if you do all 5 of those in 1 day, you get another gem. And so that's a way to get 2 gems per day every single day. You play for 5 hours, you get a gem. You vote 5 times, you get a gem. And that's lovely. But if you want to be able to even get just the lowest iron rank for 500 gems, that's the better part of a year. Or you could go on to the mini games for RGDA, and there are some other mini games that he does where you can also get other gem prizes and additional tokens for making some special items. But largely it's for the mini gems that I'm talking about. You can get just heaps and piles of mini gems from this Diggy mini game, and that's where I have gotten the overwhelming majority of mine. So it's not an insurmountable task. You can, even broke, you can get just bajillions of gems pretty easy. And once again, there's a gnat in my room. It's probably the same gnat from a couple of days ago. Wandering around, buzzing, bouncing off my forehead, looking for food, detecting that I exhale carbon dioxide and saying, food here? Because that's what they do. They look for breathers. Some people call them drain flies. They'll come back up through a drain that hasn't been run for a while, and they'll fly up through your sink and into your kitchen, and then if you've got a banana sitting around, it'll go, food. That's probably partly what's going on with my situation. I have been eating bananas every day. Just one. Because bananas are delicious. No matter what Cuddle says. Now to see how much of a delay there is to see if she responds to the banana comment. Okay. And this one, let's get more centered. Something I am potentially going to try to do is, once I make some progress on this build, I might go into the resource packs and modify the chiseled deep slate to just be a solid pattern all the way around the ring, and then in the center only make it non-texture and see if, when you look from the side, see if it allows you to look all the way through. And if it does, then I might just leave it like that, because how frequently do you find chiseled deep slate anyway? I mean, it's down in the ancient cities. I don't really go down there much. And it'd be a fun little, oh yeah, that thing, if I ever do go down to one. Why is there a hole in this block? Oh, I remember my project. So that'd be maybe a possibility for the future. We'll see. And let's get more of this. Let's get more of this from that one. There we go. Now, if I can make it work that way, that would make this a tier 6 Menger sponge when it's done. Which by rights is not easily doable in Minecraft. There are a number of data packs, one that I've actually tested, that work on 1.19.4, tested and got to work, I should say, where it extends the build height up to 1000 or by 1000 or something like that. So I could build a 750 or whatever block tall tier 6 Menger sponge natively using data packs, and there's also some mods I'm sure that add to the build height and whatnot, but we're not doing that on here. This is just what the server has available. This is wild 1.19.4 survival multiplayer with a few plugins to make it a community friendly kind of experience. Alright, row's almost done, and there we go, last block for that. That should be all 4 clumps, yes. And I've set the time to always be noon. I've set the weather to always be clear. That way it's a little bit more stream friendly. But maybe with these frames in place, you can get a better idea of what's going on. The tier 1 is a 3x3. And if you take a 3x3 and extend it off into the distance, extend the 4 corners, this is what it will look like. Just these 4 block lines, I almost said block chains, that's something different. These 4 spines here. And then I can come in and fill in the gaps like so. And then do this. And you can see that this is a block. This is the start of the next one, and so on and so forth. And it just goes and goes and goes. And then, because it's a repeated pattern, and this is going to be in place all the way down no matter what, I can expand that and go, all right, this set of 4, let's pretend that it's just a solid block, and put 4 of those in place. And so we have 1 cluster, 2 clusters, 3 clusters, and 4 clusters. And those clusters are the ones that go out. And then once those are done, it ends up with, well, basically this. And you can see that on all 4 corners of the side of this square here, they get stretched out this way. The pattern repeats. So in all of these 16 locations, and the same ones over here, it goes from this side of the claim all the way to that side of the claim, and it doesn't miss a beat. The only thing I have to worry about, like I was saying, are the little bits of flesh in between the bones. And some of the bits of flesh, like for instance this, gets expanded to this. And then that would get expanded to the next one, the next scale up, and so on and so forth. So the amount of time it would take to just sit here and go, all right, well, let's build this one here. I could place one block at a time and take forever, or I could place in the ones that are not going to be any gaps, get those set up, and then spend all my one at a time placing like this. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and all the way down, so on and so forth. And once these are in place, even doing that is way faster. So that's how I'm doing this. But first, I'm going to go ahead and get, all 16 of those are done. I'm going to get this bunch in place, but I am going to go down to this end and make sure that the backstop is built. Because I don't want to have to unnecessarily break things. Right, that looks good. And this is above the project, or at least this step of it. Oh, one too many. No, come back. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then this. Oops, oops, oops. I started snooping through the YouTube content creator music library and added a couple more things, not much, but I realized that I didn't add it to this playlist, which was already running, so you won't be hearing any of the new ones, but there's like 2.5 hours of stuff to listen to, so it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, let's do this. Oops, oops. Let's get as level as possible. And again, mouse wheel click to grab from your inventory and put in the hotbar if you have the item that you're looking at. Or if I'm looking at this and I mouse wheel click and the item's already in my hotbar, it switches to that part of the hotbar. So I can just build and grab and build and replenish and keep doing that over and over without having to stop and open my inventory. Another time saver. And that's a wonderful thing about these kinds of repeated pattern builds is there's always going to be some aspect of them that you can just mindlessly build. You just set yourself and go. Actually, part of the draw of them for me, it makes it so that I can do some of these huge, just massive, impressive things with much less effort than it looks like it would actually take. Building something organic, oh, takes forever. Nothing's the same from one spot to the next. Build a repeating pattern, you can set a routine. Get into the groove, so to speak. Oh, and when I run out of a stack, it'll say the message of, I think you raise your fist, and then if I don't do anything, it says you lower your fist. And that's because MCMMO has this ability called Unarmed, where I can punch stuff and do way more damage than you do in vanilla bare-fisted. And it has a special right-click ability, and I'm right-clicking, so it'll activate. Lower your fists. Oh, and the last couple of days it has been fairly consistently raining. Which is nice to get the ground nice and saturated a couple of days before the 4th of July, because it has been a little dry recently. Like about a week and a half, 2 weeks of no rain beforehand, so it might have been a little bit drier and fireworks might be more problematic. But now that it's rained and soaked the ground several times, it shouldn't be as dangerous, I hope. But yeah, it's the 4th of July here in a couple of days. And I have nothing planned. I will probably be doing what you're seeing right here, building my Megabuild. Actually, it's starting tomorrow. I'm going to be working on the castle for Varania, so I don't know if I want to stream that, because that's going to be a whole lot of me stopping what I'm doing, watching a video, knowing what blocks to place where, and then coming back to the game. So I might not stream that. That might be a little bit too tedious. And hello, Karma Charisma. And how did I drift over and place on this side? Whoops, whoops, whoops. You can't play Minecraft anymore. How do you lose accounts? Do you mean you lost your password? Oh, and this is some studs in place for building this layer over here, so. Yeah, long time no chat. For sure. This is why it is important to write down all of your passwords and check your email frequently to make sure that your accounts aren't being used without your permission. Two big important things to do. I'd be upsetty spaghetti if I lost access to... Oh, I need to refill. Link to your school email. Oh no. You can probably talk to the customer support and have it link to a different email. Especially if you did the two-step not notification. No, that's notification. The two-step verification, there we go, where the secondary goes through your phone or another email or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, a nugget of hope. Might be falsely founded. They said no. Oh no. Well, I am very sorry to hear that. Hopefully, the grief period of, oh no, I don't have access to my Minecraft will, the pain will ease, and you'll be able to just say, well, I like Minecraft enough to make a new account, and I won't lose this one. Because Minecraft is a wonderful, wonderful outlet for creativity and socializing and just doing stuff in general. And it would be sad that if you lost your email, it just made you decide not to try again. Because that's what grief do. I should have enough chiseled deep slate in those shulkers to do both of these sets. If not, I've got tons of cobble that I convert, but I would like to do the converting off screen so that I'm not just crafting items for an hour. I will if I have to. For right now, I have a bunch of it already in stock and I don't need to worry about that, but I hope that those will be enough to get me through today. Should be. Ooh, heavy rain. It'd be raining. Excuse me. Cuddles is down there killing stuff. Placing torches. Thank you, Cuddles. Last row here, or last 4 rows, last layer. Layer's a good word. Hey. Oh, is that not enough to illuminate up here all the way? Am I gonna have to just... Oh, no. I know what's going on. So, this right here... this is 4 block 3 2. Okay, so this right here will be visible and exposed. This will be another one of these little tunnels, or somewhere will be. And then this corner here which if you see the block light is 3, 2, 1, 0. Over here where it says avoid scams, if you look there, it says 0 block and then 1 block and then 2 block. Anything that is 0, a bad guy can spawn. But these corners are going to be getting covered up by the next layer up. I'm not there yet. So what I will have to do is add a little bit more light. Maybe for these, let's call them edge cases, I will have to put the torches up here as well. We'll see. But what light there is drastically reduces the amount of spawnable places, so I'm not too worried about it, but that is why I put the torches in first, to get rid of some of the menaces that want to bother me while I'm building. Yes, they're down there. It was just a zombie, but if it had been an archer, it would knock me off path. And if I am working up here and I look away for a split second and a creeper spawns and comes over, then who knows what could happen. Well, an explosion, that's what could happen, but that's why I do the torches first. I ready my fist. I lower my fists. Okay. 3 more of these. Then I can start filling in the minutia. Hello, son of Technoblade. Oh. And this one. And I'm off angle. There we go. Hello and greetings, XAIMLQSS, which I will not even pretend to try to pronounce. XAIM and then stuff. I'm going to pretend the rest of the letters are silent. I'm going to pretend your name is pronounced AIM. Or maybe they're all silent and it's pronounced Janowski. Right. Once I'm done with this, I'll step back and get a, I guess, a fresher perspective on how it's going to look with the ghost frames in. I guess they're not so much ghost. Oh, I'm already empty. Go away. Big project. Oh, off angle. There we go. Okay. So that corner is done. That corner is done. This is today. And this is today. Hopefully. Hopefully both will be today. And maybe even some of this in-between stuff, because this right here where I am right now is going to be another one of these tier 2 cubes. And then this will be empty, and then this will be a tier 2 cube. Tier 2, empty, tier 2, so on and so forth. 1 no, 2 yes, 1 no, 2 yes, just like all the little details. Speaking of the little details, it is time to start filling those in. And what I'll be doing is filling in the 4 corner shafts, and then I'll go in and fill all this in-between stuff here and all the in-between stuff here as far as the tier 1 cubes, and then that will finish this row and I'll be able to move over here. So here's to hoping that I have enough blocks to do all of this. Technically, where I am flying right now, it is unclaimed and someone could come pester me. I'm not going to worry about it. No, actually, no, there are enough trolly people. I am going to worry about it. Had a rando come over and just discover this organically, so. Probably better. Oh, this is going to give me highway hypnosis. Ah, there's a carved room that accompanies that statement. I used to know the actual term for highway hypnosis, but it's easier to just say that. And that's what I love to see. Ends up exactly how it needs to. Here's a ring, here's a ring, here's a ring, all the way down. Excuse me. So, I mean, I guess I could just start at the top and work down. There's nothing wrong with that. I had originally thought about working on this project like at the build height way up there and building literally from the top to the bottom, but anyone wandering around would never see much progress and it would just be weird. So instead, doing the visible spots so that people can visit and see the progress over time, even the people who don't have fly. Check, make sure things are still lining up. They are good. That's another reason why I wanted to get at least one little layer in, is so I had a point of comparison. Hole lines up with hole. All is well and good. this, oops, after this strip, I'm going to need to take a drink of my tea because I am thirsty. And reach over there. Okay, let me mute so you don't hear me glugging. There we go, much better. And I'll start over here because this is the one that I started the demonstration on. And what I'll do, I think, is just top, then the middle. I'll go in, I'll start on the outside, working that way, do the other two over there, and then I will do the bottoms, and then I'll start on these two, go that way. That seems like the best approach. Oh, 1 year reward for voting. That's right. I lost my vote streak because sick, and I even stopped voting after I lost it because I was upset. But I do have, let's see here, 16 days until my 1 year login streak is up. So that'll be fun. Oops. So I discovered something about how Performium is doing the player shops on here, the sign shops on the chests. I had a plan where I was going to have a bunch of buy shops and sell shops. And I discovered from staff that they deliberately, for whatever reason, they deliberately set it up so that players can't make shops where they can buy items from people. You can go buy from a shop, but you can't sell to a shop. And I do not understand why that would be a thing. Like that's not even something you can exploit. Sure, if someone leaves a shop and they have a bunch of money, they come back, oh, someone sold things to me. Well, I mean, if you have a shop that you're using your money to buy stuff, then yeah, I would expect people to sell things and get your money. It's not a surprise, but I was really hoping to set up some shops for both, but I can't. I cannot do it. I was hoping to set up, like over here, have a place for people to just sell me cobbled deep slate and chiseled deep slate. I have plenty of money for right now. And maybe set up a shop where they can buy a stick for $10,000 called a donation. I don't know, set something up. But yeah, I can't do that. I was very disappointed. Things have changed. Now the economies are such that they encourage greed. To the point where on this server, as opposed to Duck and many of the other servers, the mob grinders, people have set up some of the more basic stuff, skeleton and things like that. But the mob grinders that drop, where did the block go? That drop things that are valuable, apparently, like slime balls and iron ingots and stuff like that. Those are... Alright, where am I? Where did I leave off? There we go. Those are almost universally, if not completely, across the server. Everyone who has slime ball production or iron ingot production, they put them in greed shops called profit shops. And I don't understand why they have the server set up like that. Can't make an economy if you can't sell as well as buy. Although I will say that back on Skyblock, one of my favorite things that I did is over the course of I don't know, half a week or so, I went and visited every island there was. And any public shops that I could sell stuff to, I would fill to the ones that had the highest values. I would fill them up either until the shop was full or the island owner ran out of money, which was about 70-30. Usually the shop would fill up before the island would run out of money. But these were also people who completely had stopped playing. And so it didn't matter. So their money was locked into their balances, and I was able to just go around for hundreds of islands and rescue some of that and get it back out into the economy again. I did enjoy that little project. And unlike Skyblock setup, you can't really easily go around and just find everyone's shops on here. You have to just stumble upon them. You find them on Spawn Road, and maybe somewhere else in your adventures find someone who has maybe shops outside their house. Hello and what up, YouTube memes. And then that's it. I missed one again. You don't actually have a list of where other people's houses are or what other people's shops are. You can go, I think it's my shops? No, it's shops. Shop. Shop list. There we go. I have built 100 or 0 out of my 100 allotted shops. There was another interface where I saw you could have, it looked like a chest, and you could find info about all of your shops by clicking on them. I'll have to find that command too. But you can't do that for everyone. You can't go, all right, list all the shops for Little Cuddles, or list all the shops for, let's say, for instance, Torn Darkflight. They probably have shops, and you can't just find where they are. You have to just know where they are, or get shown, but there isn't a way to search for them, as far as I know. At least not for the average player. So that's that. Yeah, you can't do the visit all the shops thing on here because there's no easy way to find where all of them are. And even if there was, now you can't sell things to people's shops. And I just find that so weird. Now, because that sort of economy doesn't work on this server, one thing a lot of other people have done, in addition to the profit shops, is they have set up, I guess, casinos, where you play a little game that they've built and you earn prizes based on whatever they have in their rules, and they dole out the prizes. Some of them I think are automatic prizes, like you win and then out comes an item from dispensers or whatever. Or hey, you've won a legendary token, so you get to redeem a legendary token and end up with something like the coring drill. Thank you, Cuddles, for helping manufacture this. Which hers was not from Casino, hers was from Minigame or something like that, from RGA Saturday streams. I think maybe she earned it, it was either from doing a memory game, or she got it as a reward maybe from helping spot an exploiter or something like that. I don't remember where her legendary token or tokens came from. And that, come on, shoot me again. There you go. He's dead because my hat. Oh yeah, that's right. Sun Kyoku or Kokyu or whatever, who is now a helper on the server, likes to give away their stuff. Sun is not on. Venom is on. The rat. I just remembered something. Let's scroll up. There we go. Streaming, music, and Megabuild. Oh, okay. Streaming. Music. Mega building. Now and for next few hours. There. Oh, Cuddles found a shulker hat. Neat. That's what I should probably do is maybe this week I'll do a stream where I am redeeming all of those vote reward things and whatnot, because I don't need them sitting. How much do I have? Oh my. And that's with me no longer voting every day. I have a lot to redeem. Oh my. Oh, that also reminds me. Kit daily, kit weekly, kit monthly. Fireball 4? Yeah, that'll do. No, wait. Fireball 1. Some of this stuff does go in here. That and that. Those. And the chicken, I guess, can go in here for a moment. Ender chest. Their vault 25 buckets. Yes. And emeralds. There we go. Oh, I didn't offload from the last time I went to get ancient debris. And I sold some ancient debris. And that skeleton was because, like I was saying earlier, there's some spots where the light doesn't quite reach. And then once I fill things in, it'll, like, let's see here. This, where I am right now, will be a cube, so nothing can spawn here. Nothing will be able to spawn here. Nothing will be able to spawn here, so on and so forth. Okay. So this is, starts there. And do this. Cool beans. Oh, how's my, go ahead and top off. In fact, they're probably not talking to me, but I think it's funny. All right, still lined up? Good. Only one new item out of all of your crate key rewards. Poor Cuddles. I got, what did I get today? I got a new item. Cosmetics. I got hello. Next. Oh, don't time out on me, please. What is going on? It all caught up. Okay. Let's go. Hats again. Oh, it was trying to load all the hats. That's why. J, K, L, M, N. Yep, there we go. I now have this whole page. All page 3 is fill. I was missing the N. I have the N hat now. I have... Wow! I have 16 hats to go and I'll have everything. And of course, I'm still stuck at 4 cloaks. And that inn hat, I think, is my only new item for... It has to be months. I just haven't been getting new stuff. A whole bunch of dust to turn into more cosmetic crates to turn into more dust. No. Oh, I haven't checked to see. Has this person been on? No, they have not. 21 days. So this is... yeah, that's the gap there. Yes, cool. Yeah, I get you, Cuddles. With that 115 crate keys, though, I think I'm gonna have to just succumb to the need to redeem them. Oops. I do know that vote rewards. Reward? There we go. The vote reward, this limits. After so much time, it's no longer available. And so you have to redeem those and turn them into crate keys. And it seems random when they become unavailable. But on average, usually I would let it go to about 35, something like that, and go, well, let's turn in these vote rewards in case they decide to do what they said they were going to do and limit them to 30. Don't know if they still intend on doing that or not, but they did make a message about the limit to 30. Ah, good. Yep, that's right. Even with the occasional misplaced block, hopefully it's clear how doing this method is way faster than just building one cube at a time. I heard a not me noise. Oh, I heard the frog jump. That's where the gap needs to be. Ouch. That's the back wall. Wait, no, you know what? I think I will. I think I'll just do the back wall, then do the bottom, and then this side here. That seems like the better approach. Oh, ha. I remembered another thing that I am having a hard time getting on this computer. I had been working on a sorceress pacifist run for Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, and I don't have the Diablo 2 what's it called? Resurrection? Something like that. I don't have that. I'm not going to pay for it since I already own Diablo 2. Anyway, I don't need fancy graphics. However, it seems like I might. And that's because it doesn't seem to be accepting the fact that I own Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. It's not letting me put it back into my BattleNet thing, even though I have the key and I have the discs and everything else. So I might have to shelf that pacifist run, which is annoying. Because I seem to recall that I was pretty close to being able to take on some of those self-healing goobers on Act 5 or Act 4 in Diablo's main boss area. I needed to get a little bit more damage reflection and all that. I needed to get higher percent chance, and I was making some headway toward that. I think I went up another 10 or 15% chance, and I leveled up a little bit more, so I got some more damage itself being reflected. But if I can't get the game to install on here, I'm gonna be kind of upset. If I do eventually end up getting the remake, the Resurrection or whatever it's called, I might get the save file to work. The old save file, I might be able to get it to work on this new computer if I get the revamped version of the game. But and let's see here, maybe I can finish it up before the end of the year on the old computer. Since it's not a Steam game, that might be a possibility. I might have to consider that. But in the meantime, to fill that void, I think what I'm going to do is I have the premise of playing a dwarf in World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King expansion, playing a dwarf hunter in first person and only being in first person, and having some other restrictions as well. I'm thinking, oh, dang it, come over to this side so it's easier. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make it so that my character is not allowed to fly. The dwarves have one of these parting phrases after you interact with their shop or whatever, get quests with them. They will say something like, keep your feet on the ground. Oh, someone got banned. And is it still lined up? No, it is not. Where did it misalign? Oh no. Oh no. It was all the way back here. I think I got all that. Let's turn on hitboxes and see if I missed any items on the ground. I did. Anyway, as I was saying, they will say, keep your feet on the ground. And their nice little dwarven, I guess, sort of Scottish-ish accent. But I figure it'd be kind of funny to take that to heart. Now, as far as Hearthstones would be concerned, to fit the theme, I think what I'll do is just consider that the dwarf burrows through the ground, so they're technically still on or under the ground. I think that's what I'll have to do. And I'm going to do everything I can to prevent my character from having to fly. There are going to be, I think, a couple of quests, at least in Horde, where in order to do them you need to fly or whatever, but I will try to work my way around them. Maybe it takes some sort of detriment if I have to fly. Well, we'll see. But it is an idea I have been tossing around. Because I love me some World of Warcraft. I have played it since almost since it came out, same year. I was part of the nonsense when the Ankh-Raj over in the bug. There's I think 2 raid dungeons and a regular dungeon or something like that, where they released that, and so many people were on and so many people were trying to do stuff that when it actually opened, just everyone got kicked from all the servers at the same time. It was great, and I got to be one of those numerous people kicked in that lovely little event, that day 1 event. World of Warcraft community has definitely changed a lot. I don't play it anymore. I don't play it on the main servers because, well, for one thing, I'm not going to be spending that much money on a time vampire when I have other things to do. But also, while I would love to have some of the facets of the new game, some of the newer mounts, some of the newer gear, some of the new content, the oversimplification of the character builds on anything past Wrath of the Lich King is so disappointing that it's a cookie clicker. You just pick a class and go, all right, this is how I want to look. And almost anyone can play any character with any skill level, and even with or without add-ons. It has definitely been a simplified game. It's neat, it's fun, it's pretty, the quests are cool, the lore is interesting most of the time, but I feel that peak WoW was Wrath of the Lich King, and I'm sure that's an unpopular opinion. But I exclusively have played Horde characters only anywhere that I've gone, and I want to give an Alliance character a try for two reasons. One, to do this little dwarf idea, and two, because I think that I'm going to start tracking what kinds of quests are for each faction to see how many quests there are of we have an enemy, kill the enemy, we have a need for supplies, go get the supplies, and then see which enemy related quests or the why supplies are needed, which of those are driven by the big evils, and see who is the most cooperative with the big evils and all that. Oh, that's something I want to see if I can figure out. There's a haze between here and this, and even if I'm not looking directly at the sun, I still get this haze. It's just, I understand a little bit of a distance haze, but having it exist this close, making it so fuzzy all the time, I need to figure out what that is. Let's see here. Options, video settings, shaders, shader options, atmospherics. See, this says distant fade, nether, and end only. What's Aurora? I don't know what Aurora is. Distant fade style spherical. Okay, so that's, if I do that, will that, no, that doesn't do it. So options, video settings, shaders, shader options, atmospheric. Let's turn that back to this. Light shaft, weather opacity. That's, I mean, this isn't weather. Light shaft strength, don't have that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Reflection, reflection, rough, specular, highlight, off. Reflection, this is all reflections. As for transparencies, normals and parallax, there's gotta be something. Shadows. Displacement on a surface. Directional light map. I'll have to go through and fiddle with this. I don't want to do that on stream. But yes, it is lovely to have all these shaders. But the sun's way up there. It's not even on screen. And even this short little distance, that is hazy. And it remains hazy all the way up to it. There is no point where it is as clear as the core game. I don't like it. I want to turn that off, and I have to figure that out. If anyone watching has an insight, that would be lovely. But I'm going to stop messing with it for right now. But that is definitely something that is on my to-do list, because I hate it precious. Anyway, let's top back off. Let's put this in storage. Listen to the fireworks going on outside. So I believe all of this is done for those 4 main parts there. And I'm just going to go ahead and also do this. And then I'll come in and do the middle parts for both of these after I get the top done. So this is... that gets filled in, and then 2's the rest of the way down. There is one other thing, I guess. While I think the clouds on BSL shaders are neat, you can watch them forming and dissolving in real time and see all those little puffy cloud details going in and out, like so much steam. There are clouds from other shaders that I enjoy a bit better, and I'm going to see if I can kind of shuffle 2 shaders together. May not work like that, but I have had some success with shuffling a whole bunch of resource packs together, so I am hopeful that I might be able to just kind of squeeze a couple shaders together and get the clouds from another shader onto here. Maybe also get this haze to go away. We'll see. It's gonna take a bit of Google. Let's see here. Does this line up with... yes, it does. Cool, cool. That was a close firework. Don't know if any of the fireworks are going to even be audible. I know that in the past, one of my cats meowing did come through, so we'll see. That's all lined up still. Good, good, good. No. Come on, let me in here. Oh yeah, I still have the hitboxes on. That's fine. I'll leave them. That way, if a player shows up, it'll look funny. No. Oh, that scared me. My phone's going off. No. Apologies. I thought I had that turned down. That was my 9 o'clock alarm. Honestly, it's for something that doesn't apply today, but I keep it on as a reminder that it's still something that exists for when it does apply, for the days that I need the alarm. So I just have it set for every day to keep me on routine. Because once I break routine, things tend to become difficult. I will say difficult. How many blocks? Oh yeah, I'm good. I was thinking of trying to scramble and make some sort of, I don't know, content specifically for 4th of July, but I have enough going on my plate right now, and oh, well, goodbye. Come back here. Whee! I want to try to avoid overstressing myself with unnecessary aspects of my activities. I was having a thought the other day. Imagine you are a domesticated house animal. Cat, dog, gerbil, whatever. And at different points throughout your life, the sky makes all manner of loud noises. Or you don't necessarily know that it's coming from the sky, you just know that there is loud noise. Fireworks, thunderstorms, road construction, whatever. And through all of it, you seek the comfort and solace of your person. And you look to them and go, oh, well, they're not terrified, so maybe it's not that bad. And as an animal, that tends to not be as many times as most humans, so it's not like you are going to have to deal with the period around the 4th of July for 80 years. It's only going to be more like 8 years, or 10, or 15, or whatever. But because of that short amount of lifespan, those days of loud noises, fireworks, thunder, whatever, take up a much larger portion of your life. And so they are, by virtue of that, slightly more significant. So imagine you are this domesticated animal, and there's loud sky noises once again, and you seek the comfort of your person, and then suddenly you recognize that they are also disquieted by the sky noises, and they never have been before. This is a perspective that I want to try to weave into one of my books or short stories or whatever. Fear from the perspective of a house pet or something like that. I have a number of stories where I could inject that into them, but I don't want to be overbearing with it. I want it to actually fit in place and feel like it belongs as part of the story or is just its own story. I don't know how easily I can turn it into a long story, but I could definitely make a few scenes out of it. And it's just something that has been going on in my mind, trying to I guess match it with one of my other existing works. Obviously not something I've already published, something new. Which, speaking of my works, I have found a few more notes here and there for my book that I'm writing called Amber, and that is still mostly on track to be published this year. I have a couple other things that I am working kind of equally on, but I do want to try to get Amber finished and published before the end of this year, if at all possible. So that's something to look forward to. What my plan is sort of to set a writing routine so that I get my writing done before I start streaming or recording on the days that I'm going to be doing that. Because if I do a bunch of streaming, I might wear myself out to the point where my brain is too frazzled to keenly enough focus on what I'm trying to write, and it'll just come out very slapdash, and I don't want it to be hastily strewn together like a pile of bedding for a horse. I want it to be nice and nice and organized and sensible. Because when you're exhausted, you tend to forget about certain parts of maybe your continuity. Hard to keep a large project in mind all at once. Especially when it's like a 400-page novel. So the plan for that is to tackle the writing at the start of my days, and the gaming after. Hopefully that'll work. I mean, it worked for my first 2 books. And then these. Oh yeah, and I still have plenty of blocks. Oops, that was a weird hiccup. Wait, that person was the person that was visiting here at the beginning of the stream. Oh, why? Why do I keep misclicking over there? Okay. Might as well top off again. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Take a drink. Okay. So both of these are done. Now I'll do these. A lot of progress. My goal for today's stream is I want to finish all 8 of these shafts all the way down and then wrap things up then. I don't want to overdo it on my streams, don't want to overstress. And I feel that this is enough of a project for me to be able to focus maybe about 4 or 5 hours on a stream, then finish my day and do other stuff. Still all lined up? Yes, it is. Oh. I should jumping again. I think. Oh no! And it's got a hitbox. Hello, buddy. Goodbye. Yep, definitely can't just leave this. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. Okay, now this. Still lined up. Yep. I suppose I could probably just look up too. Because that's where the torches are. Oh, that stutter felt weird. One thing that I am glad about is older versions of Minecraft. When you would encounter large repeated projects, like a wall of them, and have them all load at once, it could pretty severely tank your system, and they have changed that. Otherwise, because it still has to know what's down below your feet for the caves and stuff, if it was the old method, then you would maybe run off on a horse off into the distance and your system would hit a lag wall, because it would go, here's all this exposed surface area from all these caverns, and it would sometimes crash. And so they, as far as I know, fixed whatever was causing that sort of a lag issue. And so I'm taking advantage of that fact to build this structure such that people can just, let's get over to the road. People can be here and then just do this and poof, it just loads. Because this isn't a lot of chests or anything, not a lot of entities, it's just blocks, solid blocks. And even though it has all of these lighting things going on, the little holes that go through everywhere, that hopefully I'm just, as I understand it, it should not be an issue on these newer versions of Minecraft. If it is, then this is going to be a build that not everyone can visit once it's done, which will be kind of sad, but I'm just going to go on the information that I have and assume that because it's blocks, and they don't have to calculate too many different textures at once. It's not like trying to load a wall of player heads, for instance. That this will be accessible to everyone. That is my hope. Because a long time ago, let's say, maybe about 1.8 beta. Sounds about right. Building something like this, it would have to calculate the surface for every single block all the time, which is another part of the reason why going very fast was problematic in Minecraft. Because it would try to render all that stuff. Oops. Time for my message about stream. You know what? That sounds like a plan. It's somewhere in this tab list. Thank you, Cuddles. Yeah, also, I did double confirm that for whatever reason, Twitch has decided that if you are going to be on their platform, part of their terms are you cannot simultaneously stream on another similar service, which is to say YouTube, Facebook, any other social media streaming site. You could stream to mobile platform things, I think. But I think that's the extent of it. If you are streaming on Twitch, whether you are monetizing or not, you are disallowed from streaming elsewhere. So, my plan for getting Streamlabs, the full package, I don't have to calculate that into my needed earnings. So I guess that's something good with something bad, because I was hoping to be able to multi-stream over on Twitch and get those audiences that don't really care about YouTube streaming but will watch Twitch for whatever reason. I don't get why people would do the one but not the other. But looks like I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. Very sad. But oh well. Oh well. I did... Let me bring something up here on my end. You can't see this. I did see that... let's see here. This. Come over here. Yeah, for the for being monetized on YouTube, it used to be you used to need 4,000 hours over the course of a year, 4,000 hours of view time, public view time. Private videos don't count. Or I think like 10 million shorts views or something like that in order to get, oh no, maybe it was 10 million, but now instead of 4,000, it's 3,000 hours. So instead of moving the bar forward, they've moved the bar back, which means I'm only about a little less than 1,100 public hours watch time away from being able to monetize on YouTube again. There are some more milestones, but these seem to be locked. I don't know when they unlock, but I will be able to do memberships and supers, and I don't know if I'm going to have anything that I can even justify doing a shop thing. But if I can do shop and I am able to do, what is the term for that? Associate? No. Affiliate? I think it's affiliate, where you can link to like Amazon or whatever vendors that have affiliate information. You can link to them and you get like a small little stipend of whatever the sales are for that. If that can be done through shopping, I have some ideas that I'm going to be looking into, but yeah, they have reduced the requirements so that people who are making constant content on their channel have a better chance of being able to monetize off of it. They've cut back the requirements by 25%. And who knows, by the time I get close to 3,000, they may up it to 5,000. You never know. YouTube does what YouTube's gonna do. We'll see. I saw a video recently where Captain Sparkles was talking about some things going on. Hey, it's a mod. It's the Reaping Venom. Cuddles or Captain Sparkles was talking about something that is going on with ad providers for the YouTube, those ads where you can click skip ad and whatnot. There's some interesting stuff going on with that, and there might be some suits happening, and that might be related to why the number was dropped. Respond to Venom here. The retap. Sponge fractal. I don't know why I came down here, but I'm down here. I might as well top back off. Sponge equals cheese. He likes it already. Yes. How apt. Oh, I had only just begun down here anyway. I could have just started at that end. Oh well. I'm here again. No. Aw. Yeah, he jumped in front of me too. He kind of just poked his head up through the hole. Oh no, wrong pick. Block goes there. Now I'll do this. See, Venom just found a 1-star mystery box, and I have recognized that the only time I ever see someone get anything above a 3-star mystery box while I'm watching chat is if they are a new gray named player that makes it impossible for the player to actually open the mystery box. And then when one of the long timers, like mods and netherite rank people and myself and whatnot, when they get the mystery boxes, it's 1 or 2 stars. Whenever I have been watching, this has been the routine. And either it is just sheer dumb luck and my timing for watching it is just really bizarre, or it's written into it to make it so that the tantalization of, oh, how do I open a 4-star, makes the lower rank people incentivized to try to buy ranks so that they can open the higher tier mystery boxes. I'm hoping that it is just sheer coincidence, but it is so uncannily anomalous whenever I notice them happening in chat that it's low stars for high rank people and high stars for low rank people who can't open them. Just a strange observation. Haha! So when it comes to Minecraft, unlike a bunch of other games, there are different ways to modify, or let's say mod the game. There are just wholesale mods, and the mods change the way the actual game runs, what things do, what's available. It changes things so drastically for many of them that some mods might as well be a whole game in and of themselves, but a lot of them are more along the lines of just uh, here let's add a dimension, or here let's add electricity so you can automate things or whatever. And then there are plugins. Oh, what I said in my stream was wrong. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking it's probably just just a fluke of whenever I notice it, it's just rotten luck. I see the low stars going to high people and the high stars going to low people. But anyway, there are two other categories of things that can be used for modifying Minecraft. The next one is plugins. Plugins are typically what you would find on servers. You don't need to download them yourself to play these plugins. They are just built in, and you can natively just do them without having anything special going on your end. You don't have to have a fancy computer to be on a server with plugins. That's great. Then there is the... How do I want to do this? Let's start over here, actually. Yeah. The plugins are stuff that tends to change how the data of the game is interacted with. It doesn't add new stuff like whole new blocks per se. It just takes existing assets and fiddles around with them so that you don't have to download a huge like a mod pack of things that add colors and whatnot. And so, like, for instance, on here there's MCMMO. You just break blocks and you get some XP levels, and it gives you some ways to interact with the game without changing the game itself. So mods change the game itself. Plugins change the, let's say, appearance of the game, or not the appearance, the interaction with the game. And then now there are these things called data packs, and I'm purposely not including in this texture packs and resource packs. Those two things just change, you know, how blocks look or how sounds sound. But data packs are sort of this crossbreed between mods and plugins. They can be added to a world or server without having to worry about the client needing to download anything. You just join and it's there, like a plugin would be. But it also adds the option of having all of these big fancy mod style things, like going to space in spaceships and making the world terrain generation be a whole new thing, like completely making the Nether a whole multi-biome, twice as tall, thing with new biome specific stuff that's either native or based on things that they are adding and calling from for if they need them their own texture packs and resource packs. So you can have a data pack where you make a special recipe in the crafting window, or in a special crafting object, I should say, and you place it, and it uses the template for, say, a chiseled deep slate. Oops. And when you mouse over it and look at it with the F3, like if I do this, over on the right, hidden behind some of the text over here, I don't know if you can see where my mouse is, I think you can, it says targeted block behind all this Performium nonsense, Minecraft chiseled _ deep slate. It's hard to read, but trust me, that's what it says. And you can look at it saying chiseled deep slate, but what you see is whatever they're calling from for their resource pack, if they have decided to go that route. And it has inventories and things like that where you can do things that are impossible in the vanilla game without modding. And it is, I feel it is going to be the answer to a lot of people who want to have cool mods on their server or just on their worlds, but their computers can't necessarily handle all the big super powerful mods and mod packs. So, like for instance, I am working on making a data pack collection that I'm going to be playing on streams and whatnot, and potentially even making a world for some people, maybe patrons, to join. And there will be resource packs to download, or a resource pack. But the person playing the game, the client side, they don't have to download 30 data packs. They can just join what is effectively a vanilla world and do all these mod style kinds of things. And I am very much looking forward to how plugins are going to work over the future, because this is a whole new experience, and especially with the recent couple of websites that host mods and plugins getting some viruses and things like that attached to some of their files. I don't know if that sort of vulnerability is in data packs. It doesn't seem to be available to do that in a resource pack. So I don't think that they can play the sound files and infest your computer that way. I'll have to look into it, but I feel like data packs might end up being the new, I guess, paradigm, so to speak. Yeah, I want to. How do I want to do this? Oh no. This was supposed to be all on top. Rip. Okay. Now granted, mod packs are probably going to just be a thing forever. And for good reason. But I have a feeling that with the advent of data packs, there's going to be new kinds of servers coming out in the very near future, if they haven't already. Anything fall down here? Yes, it has. And honestly, I'm kind of excited. The data pack thing is a new twist. If only there was a way to make it so that some of the older mods and plugins could just be run through a sort of a sieve and just automatically updated to newer versions of the game. That would be very delightful. I was up here. Oh, I know what was going on. Let me come down here. Maybe I did start it off right. No, I don't think I did. I forgot. I didn't need to put the blocks here. I needed to put them there. Because this layer's already done. That's what's going on. Ay, ay, ay. What am I on? That was weird. It felt like I was on like the barrier between these two blocks. Alright. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, the whole mystery box thing. Out of the last, I want to say 35 times. Hello, can I not? I'll have to come in here and pick you up. Out of the last 35 times that someone has gotten a 4 or 5 star mystery box, it has been a brand new player. And whenever someone has gotten a 1 or 2 star, it has been that I've been watching. It has been someone who's been around for a while. And I just find it really disproportionate. Like, how could I have such rotten luck that, or good luck or whatever, that the only times I see him show up in chat are the times that fit my observation. Just, it feels weird. Alright, so for this, now I come in here and do this. There we go. Yep, plenty in my inventory. Okay, and now so I can glide against this, I'll do this. This is where I thought I was doing the building only for the bottom layer. I thought I was doing this in the middle. And I guess I got ahead of myself or behind, whatever. Hi, J-Star. How are things? Welcome to the stream. I am playing Minecraft on a server. You can see the server link, I guess, in the bottom right or bottom middle of my screen on the right. It's mc.performium.net. They have lots of different servers, mini games, survival multiplayer SMPs, skyblock stuff. That's kind of funny. That object name just goes off screen. I love that. Anyway, if you are interested in playing Minecraft, this is a place to do that. Right now, I am building a giant fractal mega build called a Menger sponge. This is a tier 3 Menger sponge. If I come over into the middle, I might as well just finish this off to keep it handy for showing people. Oh, this, I need to do this whole layer like that. Let me finish off this demonstration area real fast. I don't want to go after that guy. And then so what a Menger sponge is if you have a cube, a single block, and you bore out the center on all 6 sides and make a tunnel that goes all the way through, what'll happen is you'll end up losing 1/9 of this side, 1/9 of this side, this side, this side, this side, and the bottom you can see in there, as well as the very center block where there was stuff before. So if I put those in and put this here, there is a block missing right there, as well as where those tunnels are on the exterior. And then if you take that and perform the same method that you used to get that to all of the resulting smaller pieces, or you use this to build a larger version of it, it's the same thing either way, you get the next tier up. And I'm preparing to finish the last of the tier 2 Mega Sponge so that you can see it. Bear with me. And like so. And then finally this one here. Boop, 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 and there we go. Okay, oh, I forgot that one. So, you can see that this here is the same as any of these little cubes that are used to build this, but it much better demonstrates how if I punch a tunnel this way, and then I punch a tunnel this way, and then I punch a tunnel up and down, it leaves all this void space. So imagine if this is a tier 1, and this is a tier 2, then a tier 3 would be a whole bunch of these in the same sort of layout. In fact, it would be in this layout. This is a tier 3 Mega Sponge. It is 3 times 3 times 3, so 27 blocks tall. But what I'm doing here is I'm making a tier 5. So if that's tier 3, then tier 4 would be take 20 of these and make a really big version with a big hole right here. And then take that whole object and make 20 of them and fill an entire area that is 243 by 243 by 243. And that is what my objective is. But for right now, specifically what I'm doing today is I am working on this part of this much larger build. And I have decided to use the chiseled deep slate because it almost resembles, if you squint, it almost feels like there's another hole that goes through the middle on each of the sides because of that pattern. So that is what I am doing today. I am building math. Well, fractal geometry anyway. The result of it is something that ends up looking like you're staring into infinity. And since it is a fractal that uses squares and cubes, it's just begging to be part of Minecraft. So you can see this repeated pattern, the 9 by 9 square, here, 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 here. And then I'll go in and fill in the middles and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So if yeah, I guess I'll do the bottom one first. Plenty of blocks. Good, good, good. Yeah? Yeah, okay. And also while I'm working on this, I'm just chilling and listening to some YouTube provided music. I love building stuff. Love playing these sorts of games. So I figure if I'm gonna be playing, if I'm gonna be building, might as well stream it. I do have a channel after all. Oops, oops, double oops. I think what I'll probably do after this stream tonight is one of the data packs that I'm messing around with, it has a resource pack that accompanies it, which is outdated. It uses the old resource pack method. There might be a sheep or two stuck in the sponge. Oh boy. It uses the old outdated method for the resource packs, and I'm going to see, because of how generally simplistic this one resource pack is, I'm going to see if I can bring it up to date on my own and then just pass the resulting zip file onto Mr. Chibi, I think is the name of the actual user. Because it would be nice for them to be able to use the textures that they made. And they have been working on updating the data pack and haven't had time between several Minecraft version updates. They haven't had time to update the resource pack itself. I think that would be a neat little gift. Here, I like your data pack. Here is your resource pack up to date. Which will require me to, well, figure out how to make the resource pack up to date. So that'll be a fun little project. But I think I could do it. Oh, okay. I needed to do that. I see. Okay. I've sort of been learning how to do resource packs a little bit because of the like 30 or so data packs that I have added to my collection that I'm working with. Not on here, somewhere else. About a third of them come with their own resource packs. And I have managed to shuffle all of the other resource packs together so that they work all at once instead of each one overwriting each other's, say for instance, iron axes or whatever. So with the sort of a head start I've got on figuring out how the resource packs work, I hope to be able to use that information and piggyback off of what I know and update their resource pack to the modern one. But for all I know, it might not be possible. They might have to do it from their end so that things match some new infrastructure that I'm not aware of. Fireworks, lots of fireworks all over the place around my neighborhood for the 2nd of July. That's something that I find interesting is for Java users, at the very least, for PC users. The F3 key, the debug key, has always been a thing. Or almost always, I should say. And there's a lot of stuff that you can use the key to access. Like you can hit F3 and G, and it brings up the chunk grid, shows you where all the borders of all the chunks are, vertical and horizontal. And you can use it for, especially for debugging some redstone contraptions, but you can also use it for lots of other stuff. And if you hit F3 and Q, and it brings up the whole list of F3 keybinds, the debug bindings. You can reload the chunks, you can show hitboxes, I demonstrated that earlier. This is hold F3 plus C to crash the game. I don't want to figure that out. Copy location as TP command, that doesn't really work unless you're, opt. You can clear chat. The chunk boundaries showed that up. Advanced tooltips, that enables you to be able to see this gray stuff at the bottom. So it says Minecraft : chiseled _ deep slate, or Minecraft : stick NBT 1 tags. I've renamed it. Then there is, let's see here, where was that? Copy entity or block data to clipboard, whatever you're looking at. As a matter of fact, I want to see, I have not messed with that. F3I. Copied client side block data to clipboard. I want to see what happens if I'm understanding this right. If I go paste. Oh, it does. It says /set block, the coordinates of the block, and then what block is there. Well, that's cool. I've not tested that before. I knew what it was. I just haven't done it. You can start and stop profiling. Profiling is something I don't want to get into right now. Cycle previous game mode. You can cycle through the different game modes: spectator, survival, adventure, creative. Pause on lost focus. What that means is if your mouse goes over to your web browser, it pauses the game automatically. The Q shows this list, how self-referential and delightful that is. S, dump the dynamic textures. Don't know what that does exactly. T, reloads resource packs. That's useful for if you're having some texture issues. F strain escape pause without pause menu if pausing is possible. F strain F4 open game mode switcher, which I can't really do because I'm not up on here. But there's a bunch of stuff that you can do, useful things that you can use while not up, like the hitboxes and the chunk grids and clearing chat and getting the tool tips and seeing what blocks you're looking at, stuff like that. And it's built into the vanilla game for all Java users. It's just part of the game. I don't think all that sort of stuff is available maybe on consoles. But as a matter of fact, I'd almost wagered that it's not all available on consoles. But the stuff that you can do built into the game almost feels like cheating, but it's not. It's part of the game. Uh-oh. I heard a block get placed where I don't want it. And those blue lines, that's hitboxes. Okay, so that's the vertical ones of this one done. Now I'll do this back row here. How do I best want to go about this? I think I know. Oh, I'm gonna have to go get more blocks. In fact, I'll just go ahead and do that and start at this end. So this is a plugin, Player Vault. There is some sort of plugin that allows you to add player vaults. There we go. I didn't have to download this to play on this, to use it in my gameplay. It's just part of joining this server. But like for instance, if I had a mod that displayed maps, I could show, if it were allowed on this server, I could show the map of the local environment or places I'd been and set waypoints and things. I could have a mod called Schematica or other versions of that, where I could import build designs into what are called schematics and either copy things from the game here and add them to my schematics and build them on like a single player map or some other world, Or I could take it in the other direction. Take something from another server or another world, make a schematic out of it, import that schematic on here, and build from that schematic. Unfortunately, as helpful as something like that would be for me being a builder of enormous things, that is not allowed on this server because it does not give, or because it gives advantage somehow over other players. Ah, that's what happened. Okay. But circling back to the whole hitboxes thing, I can use that because it's the same advantage that anyone has. It's built into the game. It's not a mod, it's not a plugin, it's nothing like that. It's just part of the game. Oh no. Of course, it placed again. Another thing that's not allowed on this server, auto clickers. Can't park yourself in front of a mob spawner and have an auto clicker running so that you can get drops and get levels and stuff. Not allowed. Actually, I think I will do just these two sides first. That was a fun little song. No. we can just do this. Use the lip up here to keep me from drifting off to the side. And push against it. And build that way. That's good. Bye. Oh no, it's the end of the world. Prediction: Smokey is going to fart. Noob calling, no farts. Yay! Smokey must be asleep. All right. Every day, twice a day, every 12 hours. Oh, let's turn off the hitboxes. The server restarts to clear lag and stuff like that. And everyone gets dumped into one of the 3 hubs. Now there's only 3 hubs instead of 6. And I use this time to come in here and, well, I forgot to automatically do that. I need to get my playtime. I apparently haven't earned any playtime this whole time I've been streaming. Great. That's probably something from, well, let me go ahead and collect this mini game coins. I don't know what that's for. I don't do the mini games. Let's see about, I'm on hub 1. Let's go back to hub. Let's go hub, I'm on hub 2. Okay, cool. Let's go talk to, again, no, it says 1 server experience. I promise I have been on this whole time. I don't know what that issue, that happens to me about twice a week. I'll be playing and playing and playing, and then I get nothing. 1 server experience. I might have to log out and log back in, I'm not sure. As a matter of fact, if I do that, I might have to relaunch the whole thing, so I'm not going to mess with that. But I got a new mystery box. Let's go ahead and see what that is, because it'll expire in a day and some change. Both of these will. Let's just go ahead and open them. I'm trying to open these in hub because I am almost certain that the only times I've gotten cloaks so loud. The only times I've gotten cloaks are here in hub, so I'm opening them in hub now. Anyway, let's go back to wild. I'd like to stay on top of the ones that are going to expire, because they do expire after a while. Player time at noon, and player weather set to clear, even though it's not raining yet. It can, and I don't want to mess with that. So I'll just preemptively turn the weather off. Ah! Alright, so now let's go in here and if I do this, yes, I'll have to fill these in like so. And there's going to be one here as well, so maybe I'll just do both at once, but that up and down is going to kill my hands, so no. I'll just go back and forth. Nearly full inventory, all good. That was not what I wanted. Let's just finish this one off. So I don't keep running into it. There we go. Oh, 2. Don't know what's going on in chat. I sometimes see some weird things. Some of it is RP-ish. It's generally tame. Uh-oh, you sent a DM. Alright, well thank you, Cuddles. And also thank you for helping with the torches and placing some of the blocks and whatnot. And everything else that you help with. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Oops. Yep, definitely lost a bunch of people when the server restarted. That's it. Okay. So, to finish this one off, it will just be this row here. And I think what I'll end up doing is, for this stream, I'm going to just finish off this part here. Because if I start on that side, I'll want to finish it, and that'll put me past the time I want to be done for the night. So I'm going to just do this last bit here. So let's place some blocks. In-game thunder, but P-weather clear. So if I go P-weather reset. Wanted to show this. When it is raining in a swamp or mangrove biome using the BSL shaders, it gets all green. But if I come out of the mangrove biome and I come over here, the haze is bluish white. It's no longer green. Come back over here, greenish yellow again. I think it's neat. But I don't want to have the rain going. I think what I'm going to do is try to set a goal of adding a new track to the background music. One new track per after each stream, not before but after. That way the next stream there will be something new and I won't have to be trying to scramble to find one at the beginning of the stream. I have a lot more time to be able to do it afterward. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. So let's see here. I will do what I did last time. Oh, I am here at the area of the shulkers, so let's top back off. Put you in storage. I'll do it like this. No, that's too uncomfortable. Hey now. He slapped himself so hard he fell. Oh, regarding the lighting, if I bring this up now and I stand on here, again, this right around here where my mouse is wiggling, near the top of the chat in the middle, it says 14 sky 6 block. And what I'm looking for is the block. So right here is the lowest it goes from the torches. Then I come over here, same thing. This will be the lowest it goes roughly. It's 3 there, 4 there, 3. This area is getting light from this torch and this torch here. So now that these central area or these corner areas are filled in, I don't have to worry about it being 0 light and 0 light and 0 light. It's just during this little awkward period where I have a little bit darkness to contend with where things are going to spawn. Another part of the reason why I want to try to do this as quick as possible so there's less pestering me while I'm building. And also, the faster I get this all built and in place, the faster I can move on to other things. As it is, this build is going to probably take at least half a year. Oh, I was going to do this, and then come back, and then, yeah, okay. So there I go. I find a 1-star mystery box. Not a 3, 4, or 5-star. Not even a 2-star. I find a 1-star. Huh. You don't belong here. Give me that. Wait, why do I have an odd number of blocks now? Oh well, that's okay. I will go with, I think, the bottom first. Now it's even. Oh, because this started with 3, so that would. Maybe that's why it was an odd number. Because it's going to alternate. Going back to something I was talking about earlier regarding data packs, plugins, and mods, I am for my data pack collection that I'm going to try to mess with. I am also going to try to have it be in conjunction with plugins if I can. That way, there's just all manner of adventure-y kind of stuff going on, and all someone has to do is just join the world. And if it's hosted by a server, and not the client who wants to play on it, then it's going to be a lot easier for someone with a crummy computer to be able to do all this seemingly magical kind of stuff without having to bog down their computer, because all they're getting is just the vanilla Minecraft data that's being sent, as I understand it. Oh boy. Take you, take you. Take you. What did I? Oh, I did that wrong. There. Okay. So this is all the way down. It is complete. It is a whole new chain of tier 2 Menger sponges, and hopefully I didn't mess any of this up. It all seems to work okay. I don't see any protuberances that do not belong. Looks good. And a quick fly through here won't reveal anything, but I have finished that one and that one. Yeah. All that remains is to do this, that, this, and that over here, and then do that, that, and that to fill this one in to make this a long row of tier 3 Menger sponges. That's going to take a little bit more busy work because that's going to be more stop and start stuff instead of these big long chains. And that's why I wanted to do the big long chains, was to get the easy stuff all next to each other. Yeah. Made some progress. Quite a lot of it, actually. The first stream a couple of days ago, I did this, and this is 1/400th of the build. Then with the addition of all this, that's way more than just 1/4%. All this stuff since then, especially with Cuddle's help, I bet I'm at least 2 or 3% along the way to having this project just done. Which doesn't sound like much, but when it's 3.2 million blocks that you're dealing with, having whole percent values is honestly a big number. It's a lot of work. So I'm happy with the progress. But I do have other things that I need to take care of today, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. It has been fun and lovely listening to the wonderful music. I will have to remember to pick a new track and add to the mix when I get done here. Yeah, thank you guys very much. Those of you who are watching or have watched or will watch in the future when this goes into, I guess, VOD format for YouTube video on demand. I think that's what it does when you're done streaming, if I understand the term correctly. It saves it as a video you can watch on the channel, so I think that's what VOD is. So I'm going to use that term for that, and if it's wrong, then I will correct myself in the future. But for now, I'm calling it VOD. When this goes into VOD, if you are watching this, thank you very much. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here, please give a like. I appreciate it. It does help and helps with my visibility, and it brings a smile to my face. But what helps even more is if you hit the subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed, every little subscription helps. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers right now, and just one at a time will slowly but surely, 1% at a time, slowly builds a massive structure, and one subscription at a time will slowly build toward that 2,000. I am about 60 something away from there, and I am quite eager to reach that goal and move past it. So if you subscribe, thank you very much. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them down in the comments section below. If you would like to help support this channel in more ways than just subscribing and liking, I have a link to my Patreon, where you can help every month with even as little as $1, and that goes a long way toward helping me to be able to keep things up to date and all that kind of stuff, and give some interesting content for the Discord, which also has a link down below. And if you do want to join the Discord by following the link, you will just merely need to pick a role, either Performium or YouTube, a reaction role, and then you'll be able to see the whole Discord. If you don't pick a role, you won't get to see the Discord, and when you leave, you won't stay joined. It's a confusing little mess, but it does keep the bots away. And I have actually managed to, actually verified, I have managed to stop about 50 bots. So that's nice. But let's see here. Oh, I should mention, I was talking earlier about my writing and stuff. I am making progress on my next novel, next novels, plural. And whenever I get one published, if you are a Patreon supporter at the Lapis level, you get a free signed copy, if you wish, of anything that I publish while you are supporting on Patreon. It is just a little extra bonus to throw back at you for helping support me, and you get a signed copy of some interesting books. I have 2 books also linked down in the description if you want to see what my existing material is like, sci-fi and psychological horror and things like that. But I am going to go ahead and wrap up and let you go so I can finish off my day. Thank you ever so much once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.